What is up, folks? Welcome back to another live stream repair. Let's see what we've got here. We're going to be dealing with, we're coming back to M301 here. They sent in 2 HomePods, both of which work just fine. They just want some maintenance and replacement meshes. Let's go ahead and shoot them a message since they're up first here. And we'll add a couple more to the queue there in just a second. Let's see. Okay. Number 301 has been messaged. Up next, we've got Sean with no power. An anonymous no power repair. An anonymous death farts repair that also wants a replacement mesh. And an anonymous... Hold on. Why do I have 2 334s here? This makes no sense. Okay. I believe this one is supposed to be 314. Let me double check that. My dyslexia, man. I don't even have it that bad. It's just enough to mess me up sometimes. 314 should be reset but don't update. Yep. No power. Okay. We got that all sorted out. That last one is going to be 314. Alright, with that, let's let Sean know they're up next. Any second now. Thank you. Gotta love flagship phones that can't do simple tasks without lagging. There we go. Okay, Sean has been messaged. Number 301 has been messaged. Whoa. Here it is. So this one, gosh, it looks a lot better than the other one that we replaced, but we will oblige. They want a replacement on this one too. We'll go ahead and do that. Gosh, I don't, and frankly, I don't have a whole lot around here that's much nicer than this, but let's see what we've got. I do keep a stash. Let's see, this one, I don't like that there. That could probably come out, but I don't want to deal with it. This one looks really nice. No. No, it does not. What about this one? That, we'll clean that off. That's easy to clean off. We can't fix, but we can clean. And this one, oh buddy, that looks good. Okay, I'm gonna take this one. And let me make sure that I can actually clean this up. I don't want to put it on there and then find out I can't clean that. Here's how I clean these. You can take baby wipes. That gets a lot of stuff off. You can take a white, the key here is a white rag. Any colored rags will bleed the color onto the mesh. So I like to get a white rag that's got a little bit of texture to it to help kind of bite a little bit and give us a little scrubbing action. Short of taking the mesh off completely and scrubbing it in the sink with dish soap, this is your next best bet here. Oh yeah, that cleaned right up. Immediately came off. I can tell Mr. 301 here has got some high standards. So we want to make sure we exceed those expectations. And we'll give it another wipe down, of course, before we send it back to him. Let's get those screws uncovered so we can take them out. Okay, we have secured ourselves a fancy fine mesh here for Mr. 301, Mr. or Miss. I'm not here to, you know, whatever. All right, so the plan with this, we'll tear it down. We'll do the usual maintenance. We'll see if it needs a new Schottky diode for the power issues. We are going to replace the filters no matter what for death farts and other bass issues. We're going to replace the subwoofer gasket. The old one is foam, nothing wrong with it, but it can deteriorate eventually, and that can be the source of issues. Haven't seen it yet, but we'll prevent it. And that should make this one happy HomePod when we replace that mesh there. Yes. Oh, that's good. Out of Asahi, Sapporo, and Kirin Ichiban, I like the Ichiban the most. Hands down. It's got that nice, weedy, malty flavor, as my wife would call it, like liquid bread. Here we go. I feel like half of these people that drive in front of my house and do stuff like that, they do it because they see my Z out in the front and they're like, oh, my people, hear my call, my calling. And I'm just sitting here like, please put a muffler on your car. Surprisingly, it doesn't, never phases my kid. She sleeps through anything. And I think that's because, ever since we came home with her from the hospital, when she was born, I'm not a quiet person. Despite what I may seem to be in some of my streams, I can be quite a noisy and obnoxious person. I like to smack things around and smack, and I'm tearing things apart, putting things together, smacking things with hammers, drills, and working on my car, and I'm not the quietest person either. And I didn't stop that when we brought the kid home. I wasn't worried about waking her up or anything. The idea was to get her used to noises and sounds so that she wouldn't wake up over, the chance that she does go to sleep and wife and I can take a break and knock out some chores. We don't have to worry about waking her up. And it seems to be working pretty well. She sleeps like a rock. Beefy, what is up? Welcome back. Thankfully, we don't have too much to work through here today, so we should get to yours pretty quickly. Oh yeah, because you don't even know which one of those is up there is yours. Well, I mean, if yours is the one with death farts / bass issues and getting a replacement mesh, a black mesh, then that is yours. Number 296. I don't actually know which one is yours. Are you no power, or are you death farts and a replacement mesh? Gotta turn that up. I was trying to reball a few nans last night before I went to bed. I am out of logic boards for space gray / black homepods. I've only got a couple of white ones at the moment, so I've been needing to fix up a few of the parts boards I've had sitting around to make back my stock. Seems like black is just the more popular color. I'm not sure. Obviously, there's no correlation to the color of a HomePod and its issues that it might get. I love this soldering iron. Get yourself a pine sill, and you'll be shocked to see how cheap they are. Of course, you have to bring your own power supply, but I think that is all fine and dandy. Not everybody needs 140 watts pumped into their iron. Oh, perfecto. Now, see, that's the thing. Why does it look better one way and not the other? Let's perfect that. Haha, yes, okay. Does that look good? Can I fit this in there? Yes, I can. Beautiful. Do we need a new Schottky diode? No, we don't. This one is also dated 26K. Everything else looks fantastic. Let's get this mesh swapped over. Question, can you improve it and make it compatible with Android in some way? That is a perfectly valid question. Unfortunately, I am not quite that intelligent. That would involve basically jailbreaking it and then creating a custom app for it that allows you to play Bluetooth music to it. None of which I really know how to do, frankly. Alright, that'll make a nice B-grade mesh for someone. Let's get this fine, fancy fellow on here. Okay. Oh, my kid got sick, and then my wife got sick, and now I think I might be getting sick. Okay, stupid screwdriver. Button's starting to act up. I see a spot. Much better. Zoom, what is up? Oh, I love my pine sill, man. I'm gonna buy a couple more so I have one always in my bag and one always at my desk here. Might even buy a third one so I've got one in the living room. I freaking love it. It's insane how fast it heats up. And if you tweak the settings, you can just have it stay on all the time. It'll shut off. It'll kill itself staying on if you want it to. I don't think it'll kill itself. I accidentally left it on 2 days straight, and I came back and picked it right up and kept going. And it's really small and lightweight and easy to hold and use. I love the tip that it came with. It just works really well. It works way better than my desktop Weller too. And granted, this is only like a 50-watt deal. It blows my mind that the pine sill can do, what, like 240 watts? Or 144 watts unofficially? Some crazy stuff like that. I mean, just blows my Weller out of the water. Which is crazy to me. They're on discount right now. Oh, yes. Ooh. The tip is it's a little big, but I mean, you can get replacement tips for stupid cheap. So, but I think they did a perfect job with the size of the tip they included because it covers most things. Like, you can make it work on a lot bigger stuff and you can make it work on most smaller stuff. Okay, let's make sure this still works. And nothing wrong with the Chinesium tips. They generally, excuse me, they generally last and work pretty well in my experience, be it for the pine sill or Weller or whatever. Hey, say something. Hello? We'll give it a second. Oh, BV, the whole repair queue is up on the screen there. That is everything that we've got. Oh, no. There's one more. There is one more. I have got an amplifier only board here. Let me see. who this was sent from. So we'll do Mike's amp board last. But that up there is the whole cube.
I'm having trouble connecting to it.
All right, beautiful. Up next is Sean here. And then after that, we've got number 334. So let's let number 334 know they're up next. And who would that be? 334. Okay. And then okay. I will go ahead and email everybody that's up on the list here today so everybody knows who they are. Alright, 296 messaged. Let's notify 314. Oh, yep, here you are, BV. There, just emailed you as well. And let's shoot Mike a message. All right. Everybody has been messaged. We don't have to worry about that now. Here we've got Sean with no power. Certainly, yep, no lights, no power. A couple of watts from the wall. That all looks like the usual dead diode. Here we go. We gotta blast through this queue today so that I can make some hot pot for dinner. Oh man, I'm so excited. It's been like 2 or 3 years since I've last had any hot pot. I'm probably gonna eat like a couple of pounds of beef. Oh yes, proper Chinese hot pot with the hot pot sauce with the lamb on it. I don't know my stuff, but my wife definitely does. We went to Wajimaya and picked up some different slices of beef, some udon noodles, some mushrooms, a couple of different veggies. If I'm not mistaken, the big name in hot pot that makes the hot pot sauce with the lamb on the packaging, they actually have a restaurant, a few restaurants around my area. Need to go check them out. I could be totally wrong though. It could be just that they use the same stuff. But I think that's what my wife said. You had hot pot yesterday? Oh, let's go! What do I... Oh, you know what? Let me go grab the soup base. Ooh. I'm mistaken. We did not get the usual... We did not get the usual this time. We're trying something different. Yes. And I can't wait. Heidi Lau. Oh, it's not a lamb, it's a sheep. I'm thinking a little sheep is what we usually get. And then we're trying this stuff now. We'll see how good that is. I'm a little nervous. I'm not nervous about the spice. Oh, that's the Heidelau. I'm butchering that pronunciation, but that's what you're talking about. Hell yeah, all right. Cool, my wife will be happy to hear we picked the right one tonight. How is that high? I think I am saying that right. Shit. Oh, there we go. Short of having a full accent. That's a good smelling woofer. Oh yeah, we got dashi flakes. Was it flakes or just the straight up broth? I'm not sure. I'm not a food expert, so I'm some of what I'm saying is probably wrong. But we got some tofu. We got some. I think she got some kind of miso paste. I think. Ooh, and what we're gonna do after, of course after you've grilled all your meats, or after you've cooked all your meats and eaten everything, you stick your udon noodles in there and you use that as your... Oh. Ooh, wife just pulled into the driveway. Let me help her bring stuff in. I will be right back. Okay. Where were we? I always forget when I walk away from these if I was taking it apart or putting it together. That's right, that's right. You need help? Homemade dashies are the absolute best. No, we definitely need our sauces. We need our sauces. Alright, we got those filters replaced. Those normally go bad and cause death farts and all sorts of base issues. There's our dead diode. She's fine. I'm fine. You're fine. That's just her doing her thing. Demanding attention. She is the 2-second timer. You have 2 seconds to do what you need to do before she realizes she's alone. And she will flip. She's been like that for ever. But you gotta appreciate it while you got it. Because one day she's not gonna want to be around you, maybe. She's gonna say, bye. I'm out of here. Very nice. Let's get this back together. Jason, welcome back. Yes, if I don't fix everything that we've got by today, then whatever shows up tomorrow, I don't want to get backed up. I like to fix things the day they show up and then turn them around the next day. I hate this whole, hey, I'm backed up. I might get to it in the next day or two. Okay, for these gaskets, we actually have to swap out our subwoofer screws for different ones. We've got a set already put together here. Very good, nice and sealed. That seems to work. Ooh, snow tubing? I haven't been snow tubing in so long. Doesn't snow all that much over here. See you, Jason. Thanks for dropping by, and stay safe doing the tubes. Wake up, 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 wake up.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. I'm having trouble connecting.
Alright, volume buttons light up nice and even. looks and sounds great. I think we have found yet another subwoofer gasket solution here. So I have started running out of places to buy the thicker ones of these from. And the thinner ones work, but the original thingies for the subwoofer screws here, the little extra gaskets, they are the wrong height to make this work. So I have these that I stick onto the subwoofer screws instead, and that makes everything line up perfectly. And that's great because now we can replace these. The rubbers on these will last quite a while, but I imagine eventually we'll start seeing rubber being one of the next things to go. I mean, gosh, that's probably 15, 20, 30 years down the road, though at that point we might have no desire to keep working on these anymore. Gosh, I hope not. Well, anyways, let's see what we've got for number 334 here. No lights, no power. The usual power draw for a dead diode. Let's dig in. Sean, glad you could make it, and glad you approve of your repair. Feel free to stick around and hang out while we wrap the rest of these up here. You'll hear from us after our stream on how to get your HomePod back, of course. But easy peasy, no surprises with yours. Alright, what do we have for a dead diode here? It's a 46K. That should be it. Okay. That is nice and sealed. Just had to make sure. I thought I heard something. Cheers, folks. Gee, you are taking your time, aren't you? There we go.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Beautiful. We're getting there. We got 2 more pods aboard and that'll be it. Let's see. Let's get this powered on while we're... Oof! Alright. I guess we're not powering that on. Holy shit. Yeah. That is almost definitely a blown amp chip. Main amp. Wow. Oh, and they also want this one switched over to black. And despite the dirtiness of the mesh, it can be cleaned. I can reuse this. The top, it's in good shape. So we can make them a pretty good deal on switching these parts over to black for them. Try that again. Yeah, subwoofer seems okay still, at least from the outside. I smell smoke. Something just popped. Smells like a 4th of July. Ooh, it's stinky. It's really stinky. Ha! Part of that resistor just blew up and was stuck to the screw there. Ooh, it's stinky. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're not fixing that. Yeah, there's no fixing that. Alright. Guess I will get myself another amplifier here. Worthy of refurbishment. The main amp chip definitely was definitely already blown, but I don't know if it blew a second hole in itself or if the 10 ohm resistor blew up when we tried it a second time. Something definitely smelled like it was about to catch on fire again, so it might have been the same hole that just started smoldering again. But no, that was definitely sent in to us mostly like that already. I'm gonna do the thing that I never do. There we go. We have secured ourselves an amplifier. We'll put this to the side since they're going to be switching over to a black mesh here. Let's find a good one for them. Here we go. This is a fine example. We'll stick our parts back together in that. First, let's refurbish this amplifier board and make it worthwhile. We are replacing the mesh just because they want a different color entirely. No real reason. I will clean up that white one and use it for someone else's or someone that wants it colored. Oh no, I dropped one. I'm gonna have an uneven amount of filters now. Shit. Are these filters? What are they used for on the board? Yes, these are the DC filters for the Class D audio amplifier. They're supposed to remove unwanted DC voltage, but since they're ceramic capacitors, they decay over time. Whether they're being used or not, they go bad and lose their effectiveness at doing their job. So we like to prevent those from going bad sooner than later, causing death farts and all sorts of bass issues and catastrophic failures like what we saw on 296's original amplifier board. We're also going to replace this Schottky diode. I don't even know if this amplifier turned on or not, but it has a 48K dated diode, and if it wasn't bad, it would have gone bad eventually, so causing no power. I don't want to get this thing back. I want to fix it and move on to other things. Fix it once. Alright, that should make for one fine and dandy HomePod. We'll get this put back together, we'll cap it off with a black top, and that'll be it for this one. I do not have any space gray logic boards on hand, so they're stuck with their white original logic board, but that doesn't really, it doesn't affect any functionality. The only thing the color of the HomePod affects is the color of the HomePod that shows up when you set it up for the first time. And some people do not care if it matches or not. Some people do, and I'm happy to oblige where I can. But at the moment, if anybody wants anything to do with space gray logic boards, they're a bit out of luck until I can fix a few more of them up. Oh man, it's so funny, like, when it seems like whenever I start running low on a specific part, like a space gray logic board, I always get like tons of people reaching out to me that are like, hey, can I buy like 6 of these logic boards from you? And it's like, bro. First of all, I am not here for you to rebuild an army of homepods, unless you want to send them to me to fix them for you. I'm happy to help out with that. But I'm not here to not make a bunch of money on a bunch of HomePod parts. As much as I charge for my HomePod parts, believe it or not, I don't really make any money on it, on most of it. Prices of broken ones these days is just ridiculous. For how much you pay for a broken one, you are almost at buying a used working one. And I'm not just, I'm not just doing all this under the table. I'm a registered business. I pay taxes. I've got expenses and all that to pay for, you know. 3 or 4 years ago when we started doing all this and we were only doing a couple a week, it didn't really matter. We weren't making enough for anybody to care. So we could do things a lot cheaper. And back then, broken pods were aplenty. People wanted nothing to do with them because no one knew how to fix them. Then some jackwagon came along and started sharing a bunch of info and showing how to fix them. Completely ruined the market. Thanks, whoever that was. Let me make sure the subwoofer survived. That was a lot of damage. Yeah, it smells nice and fresh. It didn't even soak up any of the smell from the other HomePod's damage, so here we go. There was a lot of advice that I was told as a kid. And you know how it goes. You roll your eyes, you think whatever. You don't have the brain capacity or the life experience to really take that advice to heart. But one thing that did really stick with me is ever since I was a kid, and I did believe it, my mom told me, do it right the first time. Pretty simple and easy. She chewed my ass out one day when I didn't do the dishes right. She said, do them again. And I complained about it, and she said, well, do it right the first time. And boom. Nick was set. Nick was set for life. Alright, we need a black top. What do we got here? That's nasty. That's pretty beat up. I can't give him that. This looks great. We'll pair it up with a black power cable too, of course.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. I'm having trouble.
Excuse me. Whew, I don't know where that came from. Wasn't me. Alright. BV, you still with us? It's your turn. We've got number 314 here with no power. And then last we've got Mike's amp only board. Amp board only. Just the board. Nothing else. No HomePod, just an amp board. Here we go. No lights, no power. Oh. Does our power draw even spike at all? No, it does not. This may be the first blown power supply fuse that we have had in here in a very, 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 very long time, like 3+ years. I have only had, I think, like one HomePod ever sent in with a blown fuse on the power supply. And how can I tell that without even opening this up? Well, I'm looking at the power draw on my kilowatt meter here. That tells me an awful lot what's going on inside. If the power draw doesn't move at all, like if it's not pulling anything still when we plug it in, that's usually a blown fuse. Because the blown fuse isn't allowing any power to flow through at all. Thus, no power draw. Unlike the much more common no power failure that we see here caused by that shorted Schottky diode on the amplifier, that usually pulls somewhere between 4 and 8 watts. And then another common, well, it's not really common, it's pretty rare, but we've seen it a few dozen times. About 2 to 3 watts of power draw is usually a short on the logic board. No power stuff in general, not just HomePods, but no power is usually a pretty straightforward thing to diagnose and repair. You get a lot of easy hints. You've got things that get hot saying like, hey, I'm the one that's causing the problem, pretty much. The toughest part is usually just figuring out what the part is and what to replace it with. I'm very excited to see if I am right here. The fact that we don't see the meter even jump temporarily, even for a split second, means that we certainly have a blown fuse. Unless there's something like absolutely catastrophic in here, like vaporization of every component, pretty much. And so that begs the question, why did the fuse blow? Well, generally, the fuses that are built into these electronic devices are not there to protect the device. Let's be clear about that. The fuse in here and most devices are not put in there to protect the device. They're put in there to protect you from it catching on fire, pulling too much power from a failure. The fuse isn't going. The fuses are typically rated to blow at a much higher power draw than what's safe for your device, but much lower to prevent such a fire hazard. So, and I mean, it could have been a power surge too, but generally the fuses in these devices aren't made to protect it from a power surge. It's usually just to, yep, ooh, to prevent your house from catching on fire from stuff like this. So we have got an exploded main cap on our power supply that leaked its juice all over here and started corroding things. That's probably what caused the fuse on here to blow. Thankfully, everything else in here looks... Ooh, actually, I don't know about that. I don't know about that right there. I think we have a good chance here. I think we have good chances here. We'll replace this power supply as a whole. I'm not going to try fixing that. But we will see if we can't get this amplifier working here. Question for you, Mr. BV. And you do not have to answer this here in the chat if you don't want to share any info about yourself, but I'll ask you over email. Do you use this on 120 volt, 110 volt, like US power? Or do you use this on 220 volt, 240 volt? Ooh, we've got some crusties down there too. Oh no. Oh no. Let's do a little bit of cleanup here. How do I know what to do without someone telling me anything about the product? Oh, that is a great question. At the beginning of all of this, I didn't know what to do. It's a lot of trial and error. I bought a bunch of them for myself, broken and used working, and I started swapping parts around and testing and breaking things. It's a lot of trial and error. Had Apple given us schematics, that would have made things a lot easier, but they didn't, so it's all a manual discovery process. And a lot of times you end up losing, and you end up costing yourself. But it's all in the name of learning and seeing if an idea works or not, if you're even on the right track. Yikes. I mean, yikes, man. Okay, so you are 220 volt. I only see this kind of failure with that big juicy capacitor on the power supply blowing up. I've only seen this on 220. I've never seen this on 110. So that is interesting. I don't even remember if you sent yours with the power cable or not. I didn't notice if you sent yours in with a 220 volt power cable. I didn't notice, apparently. I'm just gonna give all of this a general wipe down because I don't know where there might be some more capacitor juice. sitting around just waiting to cause problems. But I think we may have a working setup here. I think it might work. What's our hotkey? We've got a 42K dated diode here, so there isn't anything else that could be stopping this from turning on. Let's get a power supply connected to it. Let's get some bits hooked up here and see if we've got life. I'm going to use one of my logic boards because I don't want to fry potentially their perfectly good logic board. This one turns on and it shows the setup, but it doesn't show the setup prompt on my phone when I bring it nearby. So it's a pretty good test board for stuff like this, where if it fries it, whatever, not a huge loss. All right, safety squints. It turns on. Oh, goodness. But we don't have bass. Our sound is dead. Close, but not close enough. Let's see if there's anything obvious that we can find here. We can give it one more quick scrub here, but I'm not optimistic. One way or another, we can get them a working HomePod again. But I do want to save as much as we can. Dry it off. Alright, this is for all the beans for this board at least. That's one heck of a dog bite, man. Oh yes, Sean, of course, of course. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, I am curious if it's got any sound at all. We've got treble. We don't have bass. So it killed our bass. Okay. BV here, Mr. Good Sir. We are going to need to spend some more time on yours. We are almost out of time here, so we're gonna take a quick look at Mike's amplifier board, and then tomorrow we will come back with number 314 here. We'll spend a few more minutes try and save their amp, but I have a feeling we're gonna need to yank another amp board and replace that guy, unfortunately. I'm gonna need my parts back. Okay. So, really quick, let's take a look at Mike's board here. And then we gotta get out of here. So, here's what we've got going on with Mike. It looks like they got the diode on there, but they lost some stuff. So let's get that missing stuff put on there. Actually, first I want to see if we have a short across our Schottky diode. And we do. So let's get the Schottky off and see if that's what's shorting to ground here. Okay, that actually cleaned up real nice. And our main pad does not have a short to ground. I believe the only problem there was maybe the diode itself might not have been put on there properly. We need some bits. They're missing a bit. And apparently I've taken the same bits off of all of my parts boards. Let's see Seriously? Okay. I found one. Yes, BV, of course. I'll let you know when we, yours will be up first for tomorrow's stream, actually, so I'll email you I'll email you a few minutes before we start the stream so you can catch it, hopefully. Folks, give me 1 second. I will be right back. Oh, thank you, thank you. I was just complaining about you. It's gone. It flew right off my tweezers. That's good. There we go. We got him on there. Yep, that is on. Okay. We need one of those capacitors next. One of these big juicy ones here. You see that? You see how this capacitor bridged itself to one of the small pads of the diode? That is okay. That is alright. These two little pads up here are for ground. And this bottom pad of this capacitor is also ground. So we are A-okay there. What kind of diode did you use? Is this an AliExpress diode, or is this a genuine... I don't trust you. I don't trust what you put on here. A few more minutes. I just wanted an hour. Okay. USPS doesn't deliver most things on Sundays, but they do deliver priority mail on Sundays. But I think priority mail was an extra like $10 or something for you. Okay, let's make sure the diode isn't shorted across itself. Nope. That's good. I'll give it new filters if this thing works. How about that? If it doesn't work, I'm not gonna waste the filters on this until we know it works. If this fries my logic board, I'm charging you for it, Mike. Okay, safety squints, fingers crossed, folks. Hey, we've got power. Of course, the grand reveal was all blurry. Thank you, Sony. Awesome. We've got bass. So that means that we've got this amplifier board working. Folks, that is all that we've got the time for here and now and today. I'll give Mike new filters before we send it back to him, of course, but that is it for here and now. I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I hope to catch you, except for Mike, in the next one.